Hello, this is Steve Pippinger again from Pippinger Law Offices. Wanted to talk briefly about something that I've had a number of clients come and talk to me about. And this is a terms of service for a website. And what I want to talk briefly about is what a terms of service is, why you might consider one, and frankly why you might not consider one, and kind of what the purpose of it is. First of all, as many of you, I will admittedly say, probably know, is that a terms of service is the, we'll call it contract/agreement, that when a person comes to your website, and these are the conditions under which they use your website. Now, let's talk about why somebody might use a terms of service on their website. Really, a terms of service can serve two purposes. It can be a shield, or it can be a sword. Now let me explain briefly what I mean by that. A shield, meaning it would prevent somebody from acting in a way adverse to you. It prevents liability, so to speak. It would be used as a sword if you wanted to affirmatively, quote unquote, go after somebody. For instance, for intellectual property, and I'll give you an example. There is a website called Yelp, which many of you have probably heard of. At least at one time had one of its provisions in the terms of service that you could send suggestions to Yelp. What they said was, however, that any suggestions that you sent them became their property, essentially their intellectual property. So under this scenario, suppose you send a suggestion to Yelp, they end up using that suggestion, and you later on try to copyright, trademark, whatever, or try to claim it as your own intellectual property, and you sue Yelp. They could use the terms of service there as a shield against you asserting your rights against them based upon the terms of service. The other issue is suppose that Yelp sees you using that idea, which you sent to them. They really want to use that idea, and by you using the terms of service, by you acknowledging the terms of service, agreeing to the terms of service when you use the website, they could then come after you as a sword, so to speak, and take away rights which you had given up under the terms of service. Okay. So those are that's the differences between a shield and a sword in that context. The other issue is, as I said, whether or not you should even have one, and why might that be the case? Why might you make that decision? Suppose you're a small company who doesn't have the money to hire a lawyer to go after somebody. So there's an issue of cost. How much are you willing to spend on lawyers in a lawsuit, to bring a lawsuit somewhere in the United States or somewhere in the world to assert rights that somebody has given you by using your website and acknowledging and agreeing to your terms of service? How much in the way of resources are you willing to commit, or are you able to commit? Might be none. So there's that issue. Then, there is also what I would like to call kind of a fear factor, so to speak. So if anybody came to your site, what you could do is have the terms of service, and for many people, the fact that they agreed to those terms might scare them into, when they sent an idea to you in the same way that they did to Yelp, might scare them into not doing anything or to not taking action against you. And then the other issue is I've actually had a number of clients who come to me who wanted to open up a merchant bank account, for instance, and begin to take payments through their website, PayPal or other online payment processors, and they require a terms of service in order to do that. So there are those reasons or requirements outside of the rights that you may assert or that may be asserted against you. But those are some things to consider when you have a website, when you put up a website, when you have a terms of service. That's not necessarily a reason not to have one, but these are considerations to ponder, and frankly, how serious you take it. If you have any questions, please by all means Give me a call, 646-405-7360. You can email me at steve@pippingerlaw.com. Check out our website at www.pippingerlaw.com. You can also find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Pippinger Law Offices PC, all one word. Those are a number of ways you can contact me. You can also find me on LinkedIn, just my name, Steve Pippinger, on LinkedIn. But if you have any questions, by all means, give us a contact, give us a call, shoot me an email, and I'll get back to you as soon as you can and answer those questions. Thanks. Have a great day. Goodbye.